An invention exists that could generate unlimited energy, and you were never supposed to hear about it. For most of human history, progress has been limited by a single constraint: not intelligence, not imagination.
Energy.
Every civilization rose or fell based on how much power it could control.
Fire.
Steam, electricity.
Oil.
Each breakthrough reshaped the world, and each came with a price.
Scarcity.
But what if scarcity was never necessary? What if energy didn't need to be mined, drilled, burned, or rationed? What if it already existed, everywhere, and all we ever needed was a way to tap into it? The idea of infinite energy sounds like fantasy, a word used in science fiction, conspiracy forums, and late-night conversations. But here's the truth most people never hear. The pursuit of infinite energy is not new. It is old, very old, and it has a strange habit of disappearing. In the late 1800s, a new way of thinking began to emerge. Electricity was no longer just a novelty, it was becoming infrastructure. But some inventors looked at wires and generators and asked a radical question. Why move energy through cables when the Earth itself could be the conductor? They believed energy could be drawn from the environment directly, from electromagnetic fields, from resonance, from space itself. One inventor famously claimed that power could be transmitted wirelessly across the planet. No fuel, no grid, no meter. The math worked. The demonstrations worked. The funding stopped. Officially, the explanation was simple. It wasn't practical. It was inefficient. It couldn't scale. Unofficially, no one wanted a world where energy couldn't be controlled. Because energy isn't just power. It's leverage. Whoever controls energy controls transportation, industry,
Food.
water, military strength. Energy scarcity is not an accident of nature. It's a feature of civilization. Over the next century, similar inventions appeared again and again. Motors that produced more energy than they consumed. Devices that appeared to run indefinitely once started. Systems designed to tap into zero-point energy, the baseline energy of space itself. Each time, the response was identical: dismissal, ridicule, silence. The explanation was always the same. It violates the laws of physics. But that statement hides a quiet truth. Physics is not a rulebook. It's a model. And models change. Once, physics said heavier-than-air flight was impossible. Once it said time was absolute. Once it said the atom was indivisible. Every era believes its understanding is complete. Until it isn't. Modern physics now admits something deeply unsettling. Empty space isn't empty. Quantum fields fluctuate constantly. Particles appear and disappear without cause. Energy exists even at absolute zero. This background energy is everywhere. In the vacuum of space. Between atoms. Inside the room you're sitting in right now. The universe is not quiet. It's overflowing. So the question isn't whether infinite energy exists. The question is whether accessing it is allowed. Think about what infinite energy would mean. Electricity becomes free. Desalination becomes trivial. Food production scales infinitely. Transportation costs collapse. Entire economic models stop making sense. Oil loses value. Utilities lose relevance. Energy-dependent geopolitics dissolve. Power decentralizes. And history shows something very clearly. Those in power rarely give that up willingly. This is why infinite energy is not just a scientific problem. It's a political one, a financial one, a philosophical one. Some modern researchers still pursue these ideas quietly. They don't call it free energy. They call it advanced energy systems, vacuum fluctuations, exotic field interactions. Safer words, less threatening. Others don't pursue it at all, because careers are built on what's accepted, not on what's disruptive. Grant funding doesn't reward ideas that could erase entire industries. And yet, the pattern remains. Whenever humanity faces an energy crisis, suddenly new breakthroughs appear. More efficient batteries, better solar, smarter grids, improvements, never liberation. Because infinite energy doesn't just solve problems. It creates a new world. A world where survival is no longer tied to labor. Where access matters more than ownership. Where abundance replaces control. And that's a future no system has ever prepared for. So, if the invention that could generate infinite energy exists, it may not arrive as a dramatic announcement. It may not be celebrated. It may not even be recognized. It might be dismissed, delayed, or quietly buried, waiting for a world that won't collapse under its consequences. Because the real danger of infinite energy isn't what it could do to technology. It's what it would do to power. And the final question isn't, can we build it? It's, who decides when it gets turned on?